calm down, cause he just wanna learn something, so I teach him something. I am the one that teach.
Call me 10 wins and 20.
As somebody who's met Red and spent some time around him, let me tell you that he is an absolute bitch. If y'all think that the dude that y'all see on the internet is who he really is, you are sadly fucking mistaken. That kid is probably one of the most bitch-made ass people I've ever met in my fucking life. When I mean he can't control himself, he literally had to get up in the middle of a meal and leave because someone sitting across from him said something he didn't like. Now, let me put this into perspective. I was sitting next to said person. This person has threatened my life, has threatened my family, and who has made numerous attempts to find me and dox me. And I sat next to him. There's a video of me sitting next to him. And I stayed there the entire time. Rez is a fucking child. That's why he tries to target people he thinks are vulnerable. That's his MO. That's why he will not address people he knows that can call him on his bullshit. And I know he's going to watch this, and I know his little fucking dog breath ass smelling girlfriend is going to see this too.
Oh boy.
You are just as fucking worse.
Damn.
So just in case y'all don't know where I stand, you know now. You know very goddamn well. All right. Let me tell y'all a little bit about this dude. He lives in his own reality, right? So let me explain something that he had to explain to me. If you know that you have emotional issues, that you've gotten so upset that you had to call someone in the middle of the day because you really, really need mental help, then you know that you're not that well with trying to deal with social scenarios. So because you don't trust yourself in social scenarios, your ideal plan is to literally ignore everyone because then you can't get in those sticky situations. But in your grand wisdom, you also end up ignoring people who don't know anything about you. And so it's rude. Now, the fact that I had to explain that to you all should tell you the level of stupidity that comes into contact when you're dealing with somebody like Redline. I had to explain to him that when you ignore people who don't know anything about you, who are being courteous to you, child, that's rude. That you're not avoiding the situation, you're creating it. And this motherfucker had a literal watershed moment. But he had been planning this sort of thing for weeks in preparation for a social event. If that doesn't explain to you how, I guess, non-adroit he is when it comes to certain things, folks, I don't know what will. But that kind of was like my last straw with his stupidity. There's a reason why he followed a guy called Nephilim Free back in the day. He's not that heavy of a thinker, right? But he found out quickly when dealing with some of the folks that we deal with, dealing with philosophy and, you know, stuff like dealing with science, not that great, not that heavy of a thinker. But showing basic geometry to people who don't remember high school fucking math, that's something that he's proud of now. And so he then started believing himself to be a lot smarter than he really was. Some of us played along, some of us didn't. But there's a reason he has a kinship with Steve McRae. They're both sophists. There's a reason both of them, Steve and Redline both, aren't really doing anything in life. I mean, ask him why he had to take a break off of school last year. Ask him.